If you are a designer, developer, photographer, or any professionals, you must have to have a portfolio website. In this tutorial, I will show you how to make a portfolio website in WordPress. This is a complete and step-by-step tutorial, so if you don't have any previous experience, you can also make your own website only by following this step-by-step process. For this tutorial, I will use WordPress and the most popular WordPress page builder, Elementor. Here, I will use the free version of Elementor. So you don't need to spend extra money, only need to have your own domain and hosting. This is the website which you are going to make in today's video. I will show you how to make each section from scratch. But if you don't like to make it from scratch, I will also leave the direct download link in my description, so you can download this design as JSON format and simply import it, and finally you can customize it with your own content. That's simple. This is a one-page simple and minimal design website. Here the left sidebar is fixed and we can scroll the content from right side. Here we will go all the content step by step. And on the right side, here is the menu. This is a minimal design menu with different icons and text. From here, if I click on any specific sections like About, it's going to the About section, and similarly, if I click on Resume, it's going to the Resume. If I go to the Skills or Portfolio, it's going to that specific sections. I will show you all in step by step. This site will be completely responsive for tablet, for mobile, and for any devices. So you don't need to worry about the responsive view. And you will find a timestamp in the description, so you can jump any specific part you need. Before moving forward, let me introduce myself. I am Farjana Rashid, professional web designer and developer, and I am working in this area for last 8 years. So you are learning from a real web developer. Finally, if you think this tutorial would be helpful for you, and if you like to watch this kind of tutorial more, click on the like and subscribe button, and you will get more recommendation to watch this kind of video more. I have divided this tutorial into 8 simple steps. The very first step, purchase your domain and hosting. Here I will show you how to get a domain name completely free for the first year and how to get up to 60% discount for hosting through my link. If you already have your own domain and hosting, you can skip this part, or if you don't have, then follow along. So to get domain and hosting, go to my sites, farjana-rashid.com. Go to Tools, and if I scroll down, here is the Bluehost, and click on Get Started. Or I will leave the direct link to the description, so you can go from there. So why Bluehost? In my opinion, Bluehost is the best web hosting provider. I am a web developer. I have tried different web hosting companies. Don't want to mention their name, but I personally ended up with Bluehost. Hundreds of my clients using Bluehost, and they never complain about using it. If you see my Bluehost account, I have hosted here tons of websites, and I never get a downtime. I always get instant support in case I need any help. Their customer support is really amazing, and their pricing is really affordable for everyone. That's why I always recommend Bluehost. Now from here, click on Get Started, and here we will find several packages they created. Here we will find 4 types of packages. For the very first one, the basic one. So if you have only one website need to host, you can select the basic one, and if you have multiple websites, you can select their plus options. and with their choice plus option, they always recommend the choice plus option. Here you will get some extra feature for security. You will get free domain privacy, free automated backup for 1 year, and also will get some pro tools for your website. And also when you take the pro package, here you will get additionally free domain privacy, free automated backup for unlimited time, free dedicated IP, and also the same pro tools. But for all of the packages you will get a free domain. For the basic one you will get it for 1 year, and for all others you will get it for lifetime. And also you will get free CDN and free SSL certificate. This will included for 4 packages. And here all the pricing is showing for 12 months, and when you click on 36 months, the pricing is showing as per 36 months. For now I need to host one website, so this time we can go with the first one, but we can upgrade or downgrade the packages anytime as we want. So click on select from the basic one. Now here we have to type our domain name. So if you already have your domain, you can type your domain name here, or if you don't have the domain name, so we have to type a new domain name here. And on the right side here we have options .com, .online, all the extension which you need. I always recommend to use the .com, most preferable, and this .com is also good for SEO. Alright, here I'm typing the domain name Farjana WP and click on next. Congrats, your domain is available. So to get this domain name, click on continue. Now I have to fill this form with my own information. Alright, go ahead. Alright, I have filled this form with my personal information, and then the package information. From here we have to select again the basic plan for 12 months. If you like to use for 36 months, you can also do that. So for 12 months, this is the discounted price. If you also check the packages from the first step, here you will find for all the packages they are offering their biggest discount for the first year. We are taking the basic one, and here we are getting 73% discount. So where the regular price is $10 per month, now we are getting $2.95 per month. That's huge. Alright, let's go ahead. And from here, packages, extras. So these extra tools they are offering, we don't need these site backup options for now. We can remove. And site lock security, I'm also disabling this. So our total price is now $35.40. That's cool. And finally we have to set the payment information. So we have to fill this up, our credit card number, CVV, and expiration date. I'm filling this up very quickly. Finally click on the terms and condition policy. So I agree with the terms and condition. Select this one, and finally click on submit. Alright, your purchase was a success and they sent a confirmation email to my email address. Now going to check my email. So now you can see they sent me a verification email. Click to open, and from here we have to click on the verify your email. Alright, my email is verified successfully. By this time I got another email. This is for payment confirmation and the invoice for my purchase. Now from here click on create account. Here is showing my domain name. Now I have to type my password. I'm setting a new password. Also going to retype the password and go to create account. Alright, your account is ready to go, and now we can log in. Click on go to login. Now here I have to retype my password which I just created and go to login. I'm saving it. We can skip this step for now, and let's go ahead. Click on get started. Turn off domain privacy and protection and confirm it. So we have successfully completed purchasing our domain and hosting. Now going for the step 2, install WordPress. To install WordPress, first I'm going to my sites, and then from here go to create site. Now we have to type the site name. For example, here I'm typing WordPress website, and site title complete website by Farjana. Then here is some advanced option. We can set our email address, username and password, or if we skip that, they will create some information by default. I like to type my email address and username password. I'm typing and then go to next. Here I'm going to install the WordPress website to the root domain, so the directory will be empty, and the default plugins we can skip this. Then go to next. Alright, now going to skip this step, and our WordPress website installed successfully. Now we can go to login our WordPress. Alright, this is our WordPress dashboard, and from here if I go to visit site, this is the default layout of our WordPress website. And from here if I go to appearance, the default theme is now activated 2023, and the look is like this. And if we change the look to a different one like Sinatra, and now if we refresh, so you can see our default look is changing. Okay, I will work with that later. For now I'm going to cleaning up our WordPress dashboard. If I go to our dashboard, here we can see some notification or information box. These are coming from WordPress and our plugin settings. So first of all, going to plugins and going to select all the plugins, deactivate it. These are the default plugins. This is installed by default with our WordPress installation, and again select all. From here going to delete. Alright, now again going to dashboard. We can dismiss this notification. And then again going to post. Here is some dummy blog post. We are going to cleaning up. Go to trash and click on empty trash. Same for the pages. Select all page and move to trash, apply. Go to trash and empty trash. And finally going to settings, all is good. And going to reading. From here, the search engine visibility, for this time I am selecting on. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. Our site is still not ready to go, so until that I am blocking this site indexing from the Google or any search engine, and save changes. And finally going to permalinks, and from here we have to set the permalink. By default it's already set the post name like the domain URL, then the sample post. This is alright, we can keep with that. So for now we are all set and we are done with this step. Now I'm going for the next step, install necessary plugins. So for that, going to plugins and add new, and now from here going to install all these plugins one by one. First of all, the Elementor. Going to install the Elementor. Then essential add-ons for Elementor. This is the plugin, and WP Forms Lite. Here is the WP Forms. Going to install this one, and then Advanced Testimonial Carousel for Elementor. This one for Testimonial Carousel area. Alright, going to install this one, and we are all done. Now going to all installed plugins and select all. From here going to activate and apply. Next going to install our theme. So here I will install the Hello Elementor theme. Going to appearance, add new. Here is Hello Elementor. I'm going to install this one, or if you don't find this theme here, if we search here we will find any themes. Then going to activate. Alright, so our theme is installed and activated and all plugins are activated. Then step 4, the step 4 is done, and now going for step 5. So now we have to enable the Flexbox container from Elementor settings. For that, going to Elementor and settings, going to features, and here if I scroll down, here is the Flexbox container. This is now on experimental mode, so we have to activate it for now. Going to activate and save changes. So now Flexbox container is active. Alright, so step 5 is done, and then step 6, create a new page. So now I'm going to create our page. So going to pages and add new, add title. So here will be the page name. We can type any name. I'm typing home and going to publish. Then going to edit with Elementor. And now if I check our steps, step 7, here we need to import our template, or if we don't want to import, then we can create our page design from scratch in step by step. Now let's go ahead, and here go with continue, and from here first of all going to settings, hide title, I'm hiding it, and page layout, I'm selecting the Elementor canvas, then going to update. Now from here there is 2 ways to start our page design. One is from scratch, so here we have to start the full page design from scratch in step by step, and the another way is import template. So here we can import any pre-made layout and then we can customize it with our own content. So first of all I'm going to show you how to import the pre-made layout. So for that, here is the full page design as JSON format. So if you don't want to go through the step-by-step process, then you can purchase it from here. This is only $9, and if you want to buy this, just click on this button, I want this, and simply add your information and click on this pay button and complete your purchase. You can download it from here. So after downloading this file, you will get a JSON file like this, and then from here I'm going to import it. So going to add template, my templates, and here select file, continue, enable and import. Then we have to click on insert and apply. Alright, our page is imported. All the sections imported successfully. Here is the contact area. Here we have to create a form. So if I go through the navigator and click on this text, and if we see after this heading, here is the WP form. So here we have to select a form. So before that we have to create this WP form from our dashboard. Now let's go to create our form. So for that, going to dashboard. from dashboard, I'm going to WP forms, and if I scroll down, here is a create your form. Click on let's go, and here we will find several options. So we can start from blank, or you can start from a template. Here is several template. I'm taking the first one, simple contact form. Use template, and here is 3 fields: name, email, and message. So if I go to the first one, here is the label, here is the format. We can change the first name last name format, or if I go to the simple one, and this can be required or not. I'm leaving it as required. Then going to advanced, the field size I'm making it to the large, and here we can add the placeholder, the default value. So for now I'm leaving it, and we can also hide label. We can add extra classes, and then similarly going to the email, going to advanced, we can change the size to large, and in the same way we can add placeholder, default value, and all others. Then going to message, and here I'm leaving the text to only message. I'm making it to not required. Going to advanced, field size is okay. And here if we want to add more extra field, so that case go to add field. For example, I want to add phone number or anything, so we can take a normal text, and then we can change the label, the size, and all others. For now I'm removing it, and now going to change the text for the submit button. So going to settings, and here is the form name, here is the submit button text. I'm changing it to send message, and here is the processing text, sending. We can also change it. And then here is options, spam protection and security. So this all for spam protection. So there is several options. We can enable anything. And then here is the notification. So after submitting the form, all the field information will redirect to this email address. By default, this is the admin email address of this WordPress website. So instead of this, here we can add any custom email. And here is the email subject line. We can change it, the from name, from email address. So here we can add a new email address with the domain URL. For example, something like this, contact at the domain name, and reply to and email message, there will be all filled. Finally, the confirmation type is message. So after submitting the form, there will show the success message like this, or we can redirect it to a different URL after submitting. For now, I'm saving the form. Close it. Now when I refresh this page, before that saving it, and now refresh it with new data. Now when I scroll down again, and again going to the form area, and here select form, I'm selecting this newly created form, and that's it. So this is done, and finally saving our page. Now if I want to add our own content, here simply click on this text or item. For example, here if I want to change our text, so here I am adding my name, Farjana. So here it's changing the text, and in the same way for all others text, we can easily change our text. And here this is the image, so instead of this we can upload your own image. Similarly, we can do it for all others item. This is very easy to customize. Just click on it, and from left side we can add or update it with our own content. And on the right side, this is the image basically. If I check it from navigator, here is two images. One is the arrow and another is the rotating text. So here is the rotating text. So if we want to change this text, I created this with Photoshop, so you can keep this text or you can just simply customize it with your own text. And we have to link this with our portfolio section. So for that, here will be the link and custom URL, and here will be the portfolio. So hash portfolio. So I have created a section with the name portfolio. If I go to here, I'm going to add fonts and the CSS ID portfolio, so it will link with this section. Now if I save and going to preview changes and click on this rotating text, so it's moving to this portfolio section. And similarly on the right side, here is the menu, so we can also customize it very easily. So if I go there, here is each of the icon. We can change this icon, we can change the button link. Here is the hashtag and the name, so this name is the section ID, and this is how it will link with each section. So in the same way, if we want to add any new icon, just simply duplicate, and then from here we can change the icon, text and the link. For now I am removing it. So for all other section, in the same way we can change. All the text is easily customizable from left side. Here is the portfolio section. If I go here, click on this edit container from style tab, from here you can change this image, and also here is the title, and here is the tag, so we can change this text. Here is the testimonial section, so we can also customize it with our own testimonials. So after changing all these changes, simply click on this update button and our site will be updated. And this size is fully responsive for all devices. This is for tablet, and also if I go to phone, so this is for phone. So we need not to worry about the responsive view. This is completely ready and good to go. Alright, now I'm going to the next step. So if you don't like to purchase this ready template, just want to go with the build from scratch, so that case you can also create this site from scratch. So let's go ahead. So now I'm crossing all the sections. Now I'm going to start the design from scratch, and here I already developed the whole page design here, and now I will again create this design from scratch in step by step. So first of all, I have to take a main container, and then inside that I have to take two inner container in left side and for right side. And here in the left side again I have to take another inner container. Then here will be image, text, social icons and buttons. Let's go ahead. First taking the plus icon, and we can take this row direction container and going to edit container. From here content width boxed. Width I'm making it to the %, and width we can set it to the 90%, and height we can set it to the V8 and 100. So it will be 100% screen size height, and gap between elements you can set it to 0. And finally the background color, going to style tab, and from here background color I'm making it to the black color 000. Alright, this is done. And inside this I need to take 2 inside containers, so click on this plus icon, and here taking another container. If I go from navigator, you can see this container inside this main container, and again going to duplicate, going to the first one, from here making the content width to full width and making the width to 25%, and min height going to the VH, and it can be 100 or it can decrease it, so it will leave some space in top and bottom. And the direction, here we can see all item is vertically aligned, so direction will be, column direction will be vertical. And justify content, space evenly, you can select the last one, and gap between items we can leave it or we can set it to like that. And for the left side we can make the column position to fixed, so when you scroll to the page only will scroll the right side and left side will be fixed. So going to advanced and position, making it to the fixed. From left we can set to 10 or 20, and vertically we can set to VH and 1, so 1 VH down from top. And then finally going to the responsive, and we can hide this box for phone, so I'm making it to hide. Alright, so our settings is done for left container, and going to the right container. Here content width going to the percent, and we can set 65%, and here the content width will be the full width percent, we can set 65%. And here we need to add some margin in left, so going to advanced and margin, making it to unlink. For left I'm adding 30 or 32, sorry, it will be in percent, and 32% left. Yeah, so now here is some spacing in left side, and also padding, first making it to 0, and for bottom we can add 50. And finally going to the layout and the column direction, all content will be vertical aligned, so going to direction column vertical. Alright, that's all for now. And now going to the left container, and here I'm going to add the content. So first this one, for this one we need to set or add another container, and inside the left one will be logo, right one will be text. So let's go ahead. I'm going again here, taking another container inside this, and here I'm taking another image, and I'm going to upload the logo, and going again taking the text. So for that I'm taking the heading, and here for this container going to layout and direction, setting it to the row. Now going for the text and the heading, it can be H2, direction here is the right align, so I'm setting it to the right, and going to style tab, changing the color to white, I'm setting it to the FFF, and then going to the typography, setting the font family. I'm adding font family Inter. The same font family I will use the entire website. And then the font size, I'm setting it to 14 pixel. Sorry, the 14. Alright, looks good. And changing the text to this one. I'm changing it to web designer and developer. And now going to the image, going to the style tab and going to advanced. From here I'm setting the width, making it to custom. I'm increasing the width. Alright, looks good. I'm moving this image after this container, and here going to add this picture. You can set it to the full size, alignment center, and the style. I'm going to add some border radius. So from here, border radius, I'm going to add 30 pixel. Yeah, this looks good. And after that, there will be some text, email address. Alright, so I'm going to take text, the heading, and now going to copy the, sorry, not here, going to copy the email address. There will be link, mail to, and the email address. The HTML tag, we can set it to the paragraph, alignment to center, and from style tab, changing the color to white, and then going to typography, I'm adding the same font family, Inter, and the size 20 pixel looks good. And font weight, we can set it to the light, and alright, we can keep it like this. Then for address, going to copy the address text, going to duplicate, and here adding the address, removing the link. All is good. And again going to duplicate, going to copy the copyright text. Here will be the text. I'm going to replace it. All is good. And from style tab, going to decrease the size. So from here I'm making the size to 12, and we can change the color to a gray color. So here the color, I'm making the, sorry, from here going to change the color to a dark color, GDD 77. Alright, this is okay. And finally I need to add these socials and the button. So in the same way, going to add social. Here if I go to this edit container, going to advance, and from here the position, for now I'm making it to default. We will set it to the fixed width after a few moments, so I can work easily. And now I'm taking social icons. I'm taking this, it's moved here, so I need to fix it again. And finally I need to add the button, so I'm taking this one and moving it down. Alright, now going to this container, and from here position I'm making it to fixed. And now going to add styling for this social, going to add the social link. So here you can add your social link for Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, or if you want to add more social items, so go to add item, and from here we can add any icon for any social, and here will be the link. For now I'm okay with this 3 item, and going to styling it. All is good. Going to style tab. The color I'm making it to the custom, and primary color I'm making it to the transparent, and secondary setting a gray color, BBB 7B7. Alright, this looks good. And size we can set the same as our font size, 14, and padding, yeah, this looks good. Spacing you can keep it 6. Row gap, yeah, this looks good. And we can set a solid border, 1 pixel, and border color we can leave it as it is now. Border radius 50 pixel, yeah, this looks good. And here icon hover, you can add some hover animation, grow, so on hover this will grow, and this is done. And finally going to the button, change the text to hire me. We can add the link with our contact area, so we can do that later. Alignment I'm making it to the center, and size I'm making it to medium. We can add a icon library. Here is the icon envelope, so I'm searching for envelope, yeah, all is good. And going to style tab, going to typography, making the same font family, enter. The font size 14 pixel, font weight we can leave it, and text transform will be uppercase. Here we can add some letter spacing, yeah, this looks good. And then here is the text color, so it will be something black, so I'm setting it to 1B 1B 1B. The text color looks good. And the color, this will work for background, so there will be this green color, so I'm adding this green color code, 28E98C, yeah, perfect. And border radius I'm setting it to 0, so no border radius. Alright, this looks good. Finally, if we look at this design here, we can see some spacing top of this text, and there is a border around this left side area. So going here, adding some margin top, going to advanced margin, making it to unlink, and top adding 20 or 30, yeah, looks good. And finally going to this container, going to style tab, going to border, Border type, I'm setting it to solid with 1 pixel, and we can leave the default color. And border radius, we can set it to 30 pixel. Checking it from here, yeah, looks good. And if I hide the panel, yeah, perfect. Now saving our page. Now going to the right side, here if I check this website, here is a button. This is basically the section title, so I'm going to create this one first. I'm taking a button and changing the button text to introduce, adding a icon. So I'm going to add a icon, home, icon position before, and then going to style tab, going to typography, making the same font family. I'm making it to Inter, size making it to 12 pixel, font weight 500 is okay, making it to uppercase. And then the text color, I'm making it to D7, D0, D0. So this is a gray color, and the background color I'm making it to transparent. Then border, I'm making it a solid border, border width 1 pixel, and we can leave it as the default color. And border radius, I'm adding 20 pixel, yeah, looks good. And padding, first making it to 0, making it to unlink. For top, adding 6 pixel, same for bottom. And for left and right, adding 15. And going to advance, adding some margin in top and bottom, so making it to unlink. For top, we can add 60 or 70, and bottom adding 20, and adding some entrance animation with this button. So going to motion effect, entrance animation fade in, yeah, looks good. Alright, this is done. And then here is the title text, so going to copy this text and going again here, taking a heading, adding our text. The HTML tag is h2, or we can change it to anything if you want. Then going to style tab, changing the color to white, and going to typography, changing the typography, making the same font family, Inter. Font size, make it to bigger or 78, making it to light. And line height, going to EM, making it to 1. Alright, then going to advance, adding some margin top, adding 10 pixel top, and also similarly adding entrance animation. So here entrance animation fade in. Alright, this is done. And then going to add this text, so going to copy, we can add another text editor, or we can simply duplicate this, adding our small text, making it to paragraph P, going to style tab, changing the font size to 14, and line height we can set it to 1.7. yeah, looks good. And here we can change the text color to a gray color, so I'm setting it to DDD7D7. And finally going to advance, adding some margin top, we can increase it to 30. yeah, looks good. and then here is a circling text. So this is basically image. I have created two images, one for text and another for this icon. Then I have added this image to this website. So let's create this image first. I'm going to open my Photoshop, going to file, new file, and here we can set the name to circular text or circle text. And width, I have created this before, so it's already preloaded, so we can set the width to 180 by 180 pixel, and we can set it to transparent. Taking another layer, and the color already set it to black color, so I'm setting the background color to black. And taking another layer, I'm taking a circular path, circle and path, direction to path. So I'm making this circle and adding text with it. I'm adding my projects, changing the text color to a gray color. I'm making it to 999. Alright, dot and my projects. Select all text, making the font size to 14, the same size and the same font family. And here the letter spacing 230 and the text to uppercase. All is good. Now adding some spacing here. Alright, our text is done, and now I'm adding the icon. So going to add icon, taking this icon, setting it to center. Alright, we are done, and now going to save these images. So first going to save this text. Circle text and icon. Alright, we are done, and now I'm going to add these images. So first of all, here I have to add another container. After that, so I'm taking another container and setting the direction to row, and inside this I'm taking another container, making it to full width. In percent it will be 64% around, and going to duplicate. For the second one, I'm setting the pixel and making it to 200 pixel. Now inside this container, I'm taking these two images, taking the first one will be the circle text. I'm going to upload these two, circle and circle icon, these two. Taking this one and we can set the width to 100%, width 100%. And here I'm going to add a class name, rotating text or rotating image. So I will add some extra CSS with this class name, so it will rotate in a circular motion. And then I'm going to duplicate this one, and this time taking the icon, removing this class name, and for this icon going to position, making it to absolute, and offset, I'm removing this 0 offset. So now it's vertically and horizontally centered. And here is one more thing, the width, I'm making the width to default. Yeah, now it's perfect. Alright, now here I need to add some CSS. So for that, first of all, I'm saving our page. And now if I go to my website, and if I scroll down, here is the CSS. So here I have add some extra CSS for different section. Here is CSS for rotating text, so we can add all this text. And here is the green text in title. So here if I see some text in title is green, so we can also make that in the same time. For that, going to content, and here I'm adding a tag. This is the bold tag. So we can copy all the CSS together, and I will explain that later. First, going to save this page, going to from here preview changes. Here is customize, I'm going to customize. From here going to additional CSS, close it, and here I'm adding all my CSS. Now save it, and by this time we can see our text is start rotating, and the text color is green with the bold tag. So all the style will get now from CSS. Alright, now going to start working for the next section. Then here is some text. This will work as number counter. So let's create this. So for this section again I'm taking another container, and here the direction is row. Justify content, can select the start, and now again taking some inner container or container, and going to duplicate this one. For the first one, making it to full width in percent, making it to 25%. And for the second one, we can make almost same, we can make it to 40. And now for the first one, inside this I'm taking counter, so we can take the first one. So there will be 10 plus years of experience, ending number 10. Here will be the title, and here will be the plus sign, so it will be suffix the plus sign. Animation duration all is okay, we can keep it. And then the style tab, I'm making the text color to green color, so I'm taking 28E9 8C. Then going to typography, making the font family to Inter. Font size, I'm making it to a bigger size, 70 or 72, and font weight, making it to light. and then the title. So going to title, making it to a gray color, more light, 020101, or we can make it like this. And font family, I'm making it to same font family. Font size 14 pixel. Font weight is okay. Text transform, we can make it to uppercase. And line height, going to EM 1.5. Yeah, looks good. And here we can add some letter spacing, 1 pixel, or leave it. And we can add some entrance animation, going to advanced, going to motion effect, slide in left. Yeah, looks good. And in the same way, going to copy and paste style, paste. Going to copy the text and the number 182, and changing the entrance animation. This time we can set it to opposite, so fade in right. Yeah, looks good. And saving it. And here we can fix the alignment for left for this whole container. We can move it to the left. So going to edit container, going to advance, and here we can add some minus margin, making it to unlink for left, minus 20 or 25. Yeah, looks good. Save it. Now if I go for the next section, here is about, and here will be some title text and small text. So let's go ahead. First of all, going to copy the introduce, and then going to paste it, and we can keep all as it is, only we can change the text to about. And then there will be title, so we can copy this text and paste it. And here we can decrease the font size, so going to style tab, typography, and here we can decrease it. I'm making it to 45. Yeah, looks good. And it will be 1. So we can keep all as it is, and now we can add the new text instead of this. Going to content and replace it. Better history, you can make it to green, so here bold and closing it. Alright, and then here will be some small text, so going to copy this text and paste it here. Going to copy all this. So now going for the next, here will be the resume, so we can create this section. Going to copy again and paste, change the text to resume, then this title, and going to copy all the text. Experience, this will be green color, and then I'm going to create this timeline with this text. So now I'm going to take another container, and here there will be a border in left, so going to style tab, going to border and making it solid 1 pixel, and we can add the color to D7, D0, D0. If I check, so it will be only for left side, making it to unlink, and making all this 0 only will be in left. Sorry, going here, and here we can add some padding in left and bottom. So going to advanced and padding, making it to unlink, and left and bottom we can add 50 bottom and 50 left. And here we can add some entrance animation for each of the container, and here we need to add this circle. So for that I need to add some CSS code, and here I need to add the CSS class name. I already added all the CSS, so now I need to add the class name Exp-box. So now if I see, or if I hide the panel, you can see here is the green circle is appearing, so it's coming from our custom CSS. And going to motion effect, and here I'm adding fade in right, so it's coming from right. Alright, now going to create this text. So for that I'm taking another heading and adding this text, and HTML tag I'm making it to P, and this will be the green color on hover. So going to style tab, so default color will be gray, I'm making it to D7, D0, D0, and going to typography, making the font family to Inter, font size making it to 16 pixel, and font weight making it to light. Alright, and for the hover effect we need to add CSS class name, so going to advanced, and from here CSS class name I'm adding exp_title, and now we can see the color is changing on hover. Alright, now going to create this text, so there will be a title and a description text. So for that I'm taking another module. Here I'm taking image box or icon box, so I'm taking this one, icon box. If I go to navigator and moving it top, so it will be inside this container. Yeah, and now I'm removing this icon and going to add this title here and the text in description. Then going to style tab, making the alignment to left, vertical align top, this is okay, we can keep it. Then title, I'm increasing the spacing, I'm making it to 5. Then the color of the title, so I'm making it to white. And then typography, making the same font family, Inter. Font size, I'm making it to little bit bigger, 20, and font weight making it to light. And also for description I'm changing this color to D7, D0, D0, and then going to typography, making the font family to Inter and making the size to 14 and font weight making it to light. Alright, this is okay, and then simply going to duplicate this and adding this text and the description. And now we can simply duplicate this whole container. Going to duplicate, and here we can see there is a gap between these two containers. So here we can add some minus margin. So going to the first one and going to advance for margin, making it to unlink, and top I'm adding minus 20, or here it will be from bottom, so adding minus 20. Yeah, now it's perfect. And in the same way, going to this container, going to advance, making it to unlink, and adding minus margin bottom, and duplicate again, and now I'm going to add all this text. Alright, I'm done. So this section is done, and then going to the next. Here is services. So let's create this. In the same way, going to copy the section title and changing it to services, and now going to create this area. So here will be another container, and inside this there will be two inner container. One will be for left and another will be for right. So let's create. I'm taking another container, and here will be a border with border radius. So going to style tab, going to border and making it to solid 1 pixel, and we can leave the default color. Alright, going here and adding some border radius. I'm adding 20, and there will be some padding. So going to advance and padding, I'm adding 30 pixel, and also if I see, it's not showing now, so there will be some entrance animation. So going to motion effect, and it will be come from bottom, so fading up. Yeah, looks good. And now inside this I'm taking another two containers. So taking one, making it to content width to full width, and again duplicating this. So this will be in row direction from the main container, going to layout and direction, setting it to row. Now from the first one, setting the width to 70 or making it to 76, and for the second one you can set it to 24. Yeah, looks good. And now for the left one, I'm going to add the title, text, and this text. So for the first one, taking heading, adding this text, making it to HTML tag to H3, going to style tab, changing the color to white, and then going to typography, making the same font family Inter, and font size we can use 20, and font weight to light. Alright, then we can copy this or duplicate, and going to add this text. Here we can change the tag to P, and we can change the color to a gray color, so it will be D7 D0 D0, and decrease the font size to 14, and we can change the line height. I'm making it to EM 1.2. Alright, and then again going to duplicate and going to copy this, adding this text, and here going to style tab. I'm changing the color to white, and from typography we can make it to 12, and text transform making it to uppercase, and font weight we can set it to normal, and here we can add some spacing in top. So going to advanced, and from margin first making it to unlink, and for top we can add 20 or 25. Yeah, looks good. Alright, and now going to the right side, there will be an icon. So here click on this plus icon, and I'm searching for icon. I'm taking this, and now I'm taking this icon. I'm taking this one. So I'm taking this one. You can take any icon as you want. And then going to style tab, changing the color to this green color. I'm taking 28E9-8C and decreasing the size. Yeah, looks good. Alright, and now for the left side we can decrease the spacing between items. So going to this container, and if I scroll down, gap between elements we can set it to 0, or we can set it 10. Yeah, 10 is good. So this is done, and now simply going to duplicate the whole container. Going to duplicate, and one more time, and now going to change the text and icon for these boxes. Alright, this is done, and now I'm going to next section. Here will be skills. So in the same way I'm going to copy the section title and changing text to skills, and here will be another container, and inside this there will be 4 small container. So let's go ahead, taking another container. Here will be direction row, and inside this will be another container, and I'm duplicating it, four times. Now for the first one, I'm taking this icon and text box. So this will be a image and this will be text. So I'm taking image box. So first of all I'm going to add this image for Figma, and there will be text, so we can add this to our title, and we can remove the description. I'm going to upload the image. Going to skills, and here is all images. You can add your own images, and when you add any image or logo, make sure all image width will be same, so the ratio and looking will be similar. And here the HTML tag is h3. Yeah, we can keep it. Now going to style tab, and spacing between image and title we can increase it, yeah, 20 pixel. And then going to content, So from here I'm changing the title color to this green color to 8E9 8C, and then going to typography, making the font family to Inter. Font size I'm making it to 25, and font weight setting it to light. Alright, this is done, and then going to add fonts. Here there will be some padding in top and bottom. So for padding, making it to unlink, and for top I'm adding 30, or we can increase it to 35, and adding some padding. Bottom I'm adding 15 pixel. Alright, looks good. And here width I'm making the width to custom, going to pixel and increase the width. I'm making it to 130 and align to center, or we can leave it. We can make it to align center. And now if I hide the panel, and here will be border for this item. So if I scroll down, here is a border type solid. I'm making it to 1 pixel. We can leave the default color, and again going here, and there will be border radius. I'm making it to 80. Alright, this looks good. And then there will be text. So again I'm taking heading, changing this text to Figma, and HTML tag I'm making it to P, and alignment center, going to style tab, changing the color to white, FFF, and typography, making the font family to Inter. Font size 14 pixel, and font weight making it to normal. Alright, I'm done. And now if I check, so it's look like this. And here for the whole container we can add entrance animation. So going to this container, going to advanced and motion effects, entrance, I'm adding fade in. Alright, looks good. And from layout, also align items, I'm setting it to center, or we don't need this. And now simply going to copy, and from here first of all we can remove all others empty container. Going to duplicate, and again going to duplicate the whole container. And here will be 6 items, so we can remove these 2. I'm removing this icon box, image box, and text, but keeping the container, so it will take some width. Now I'm going to change the images and text for all others boxes. Alright, I'm done. And now here we can see after adding all the images, here these boxes looks smaller, so we need to fix the height. So this is because of the image ratio and image size. So now I'm going for this one, and from style tab, spacing, we can increase it. 40 is okay. And similarly for this one, we can make it to 40. Yeah, looks good. So this is now similar in height. And also for this one, going to style tab, 35. Yeah, looks good. And also for this one, going to style tab, making it to similar height. Alright, so this section is done, and now in the same way, going to the next section, portfolio. So I'm going to add the section title, going to copy and paste it here, and changing the text to portfolio. Then there will be title text. I'm going to copy this text and paste it here, changing this text projects, adding inside this bold text. Then going to create this section. So for that, I'm taking another container, and here I'm taking this image as background. So going to style tab, and from here going to classic and going to upload this image. Here is all image for portfolio. I'm going to upload all. And taking the first one, image size, full position, I'm making it to center, repeat to no repeat, and display size, I'm setting it to cover. And here I'm going to add some padding for this section. So going to advanced, and for padding, first of all making it to unlink, and for top adding 200 or 250, and for all others 20 pixel. And here I'm adding entrance animation with the motion effect. So here I'm adding fade in right. Yeah, looks good. And then going to add this title text. So sorry, not that. Here I need to add these two buttons first. So click on this plus icon, and here I'm adding button, and if I duplicate this, so it's showing one after another. So first I'm setting the spacing and the position of this button. So going to edit container, from layout, here is direction, I'm adding row, and gap between elements we can make it to 10 pixel. Yeah, alright. And then going to add the button style. So going to the first one and changing the text to Figma. Here we can add specific link with this button, and all is good. Then I'm going to style tab, going to the typography, changing the font family to Inter, font size making it to 12 pixel, font weight 500, we can keep it as it is. Then going to add the text color, I'm adding a gray color, 54595F, and for the background color I'm adding white color, looks good. And for hover, if I go to on hover, I'm setting it to the opposite, so text color can be white, and background color I'm adding also another gray, 7A, 7A, 7A. And border radius, I'm adding 50 pixel. Yeah, so looks good now. And adding padding, so first of all making it to unlink, and for top adding 6 pixel, and same for bottom, and for right 10 or 12, and left 12. Yeah, looks good. So this button is done, and now simply copy the style, and for another button paste style, and here we can change this text to framer, or here we can add specific text or tag related to this portfolio. And here in the same way we can add more buttons if we want. Then here there will be a title text, so going to copy the text, and here going to add another heading, taking another heading and changing this text, changing tag, I'm making it to H3, and going to style tab, changing the color to white, and then going to typography, changing the font family to Inter, font weight 20 pixel, and making the weight to light. Alright, so this is done, and then in the same way we can create the next area. Here will be 2 columns but in the same design. So for that I'm taking another container and then 2 inner container inside this. Let's go ahead to create this. So first of all I'm going to create or take another container after that, and here for direction I'm adding direction row, and from advanced I'm adding margin padding 0, and then inside this I'm taking another container and also taking another. Now inside the first one, here we can copy this container, simply paste it here, and similarly for the second one. And the title, we can paste under it, and also here paste it here. And now I'm changing the text and the image. Alright, now for this inner container we can remove this extra spacing, so going to edit the container, sorry, not this one, the outer one, and from advanced padding first making it to 0, and for the right side we can add some small padding 10 pixel, and similarly for the right one going to advance and for padding making it to 0, and for the first one from advanced, sorry, not here, going to navigator and the outer container, so we can keep it 0 also. Yeah, looks good. And now finally we can copy the top one again and paste it to the bottom. Similarly the title, and for left one we can change the entrance animation from left. So here motion effect, sorry, not here, the inner one, fade in left. Yeah, looks good. And the third one I'm going to change the image and text. So this section is done, and now I'm going for next area, testimonial. So going to copy the title, copy and paste it here, update text, and here adding the bold tag. Then here I'm going to add the testimonial. So searching for testimonial, and here I'm taking this one, advanced testimonial carousel. Here is 3 testimonial added. These all are dummy. So here you can add your text for testimonial. Here will be the designation, here will be the name. For now I'm keeping all these dummy, and here instead of this I'm going to add some images. Updating image for all others. And now I'm going to update the style. So going to style tab and going to content. Here the alignment is left, this is already left. The text color I am making it to white, and typography adding the same font family, enter, and font size I am adding 14 pixel. Looks good. And in the same way going for the author name and company name. So going to author name, and here I'm changing the alignment to center, and text color making it to a gray color, D7, D0, D0, and going to typography, enter, font size to 14. And now going to company name, alignment making it to center, text color to white, and going to typography, font family enter, font size to 14. And here finally the 3 dots, so we can keep it, or if I go to the dots icon, can change the color to a white color or gray color, and size we can decrease it. I'm making it to 6, so it's more smaller. And here if you want to hide this dot icon, so that case you can change the color to the black color as our background. For now I'm keeping it, and then going to advanced. Here we need to add the border. So from here going to border type solid 1 pixel, and adding a gray color 54595F, and adding some border radius. I'm adding 40. Yeah, looks good. And here padding I'm making it to 0 or unlink, and for left and right I'm adding some padding 20. Here there is some arrow in left and right, it's now black, so we can change the color. Going to style tab, arrow icon, we can change the arrow color to a gray color. So this is done, and next going to the contact area. So going to copy the section title and adding it, and also the title. changing that section title to contact, and the title, let's work together, and then here will be the email address. So we can copy this title and add it here, and here I'm going to add the email. We can add the link to mail to and the email address, and finally here will be a contact form. So I'm going to add the WP form, searching for WP form, and here I'm taking this one from Essential Add-ons. Now from here I'm selecting the form, simple contact form, and here I'm going to customize it. So hiding title, hiding description, labels, and placeholder. So here I'm not using any placeholder, and errors, show error message. Okay, then going to style tab, and for max width, so here we can decrease the form width. I'm setting it to %, and I'm increasing the size to 67. Then going to labels and changing the color to white, or if I check here we can add something gray. Yeah, and typography, changing the typography to same font family, adding enter, font size to 14, and text transform to uppercase. Alright, we can keep it. Then input and text area, I'm changing the background color to black, so I'm making it to 000 and adding some border, solid 1 pixel, and adding a gray color to 54595F, adding some border radius 30, and we need to add some paddings, making it to 10. Yeah, we can keep it. And finally going to the submit button. So the background color, we can change the background color to the green to 8E9 8C, and the text color, making it to black 000, and we can remove the border radius to 0, adding some padding, making it to 10, making it to unlink for left and right, increasing it to 30. Yeah, looks good. And then finally going to typography, changing the font family to Inter, font size to 14, and making it to normal, text transform to uppercase. Alright, and finally the error. So text color, we can change the error color, we can add a red color for error message, error field, and input border. Okay, we can keep it as it is. And finally from advanced, we can add a entrance animation, so we can add fade in up. Yeah, looks good. And finally save it. Alright, so we are almost done for this site. And finally, if I check here, we need to add a menu on the right side. So for that, to the very top area before the introduce, here I'm going to add another container. I'm taking another container and I'm moving it top of this button. And now from here, first of all, I need to add a CSS class name, so the width will be reduced. If I go to advanced, here is the CSS class name, and I'm adding menu underscore container. So now it's smaller in size, and the position, it will be the fixed, horizontal orientation to right, and adding offset to 10 pixel, and vertical orientation to top. Offset, I'm setting it to V8. From top, I'm adding to 15 or 16. And here, if I go to layout, gap between elements, I'm adding 15. Then going to style tab, I'm adding some border, solid 1 pixel and gray color. I'm adding 999 and adding some border radius 30. Then from advanced, margin 0 and padding 0, and adding some padding in top and bottom, so making it to unlink. For top, adding 20 and bottom 20. Align self will be center. And now inside this, so here the Z index also will be, I'm increasing the Z index, so it will work top of the all others item. And now I'm going to add some tooltip inside this. So searching for tooltip, going to edit this. We can keep it for home. Icon size, changing the icon size to 15 or 16. Alignment, making it to center. Enable link, yes. We will add some custom link with each of the icon. Then tooltip settings, here will be text. I am changing it to home. So when I hover over, it will be a tooltip with text, and hover direction, it will be left. So now it will show on left. And then going to style tab, content maximum width, we can leave it. So I will add all this with the custom CSS. And now here we can change the text color to gray color, so I'm changing it to 999. And on hover, yeah, we can keep it to 1 to 1. Yeah. And then going to tooltip style, we can decrease the tooltip width to 50, or we can increase it. Padding, we can change it to 10. And here will be the background color. For tooltip, I'm adding 54595F, and the text color, we can keep it as white, and we can keep the same color for arrow, 54595F. And then typography, going to change the typography, so making the font family to enter, the size, making it to smaller size, 12. Alright, we can keep it. And finally going to advanced, we can set the padding to 0 and align self to center. And here the container, it should be on right. So if I go again to the container, and from advanced, going to horizontal offset, I'm setting it to 10 pixel. Alright, so now it's perfect. And now if I go to the tooltip, so first one is okay, and here I need to link the icon with the home sections. For example, if I consider the first area as home, so going to edit container, from advanced, the CSS ID, I'm setting it to home, and then with this icon, link and the name. Now in the same way, going to add some more icon, going to duplicate, now I'm going to change all the icon and the tooltip text. Alright, I have added all the icons, text and the links. So for example, if I go to the second icon, this is for about and tooltip text is about. Here is the link with about section. So going to copy this name and I'm going to about, going to advance and the CSS ID, I'm adding this ID. Then going to resume, I'm going to copy and here is the resume, going to advance and CSS ID, adding it. Then going to this area, services, so linking with the service section, going to advance and CSS ID, I'm adding it to services. Then skills, in the same way going to add to the CSS ID, and here is the portfolio, going to the portfolio, going to advance CSS ID portfolio, and finally the contact. So going to contact and going to this contact section, going to advance and CSS ID, I am adding it. And now when I save this page, going to view page, so here this is the menu and this is sticky. Now if I click on any link, if I go to home, so it's going to the home, click on about, going to about, resume, services, skills, portfolio and contact. So all is linked perfectly. And here if I need to increase the width, so we can increase the tooltip width. So go from here, this one is good. For this one we can change the width, going to style tab and going to tooltip style. Here we can increase it to 80. Yeah, and for this one we can also increase it, going to style and tooltip style, change it to 80. And also for this one, and finally for the contact, changing it to 80. Yeah, all looks good. And saving our page. We are almost done with our page design. Now finally going for the responsive view. So to check the responsive, from the left bottom corner here is a icon responsive mode. If I go here, we can close it, and now from here I'm going to tablet, and here for the left side if I go to this logo, or first of all going to this text, going to style tab and the typography. I'm decreasing the font size to 12, and also for the logo we can increase the width, and here for the inner container we can decrease the spacing, so gaps between items we can make it to 0. Also going to advanced and padding we can set it to 0. Looks good. Now we can also decrease the logo size, and then for this text going to style tab and typography, we can change the font size to 16 and doing same for this text. And this is okay. Then go to the social icon, going to style tab, and we can decrease the spacing or padding. Sorry, not here. We can decrease the padding. Yeah, looks good. And here for the copyright we can also increase the line height, so going to style tab and from typography, line height EM 1.2. Yeah, looks good. Alright, and now for the left sidebar, if I go to phone, so this is hidden for phone view. If I check, so this sidebar is not showing. We can hide it for phone view. The left bar from advanced and the responsive, so we hide it for mobile. And from tablet view, now going for others items, so here is the main title. Going here, going to style tab and the typography, we can decrease the font size 45. We can keep it. And for this text, if I go to the phone view, hide the panel, we can keep the same size. And for the whole container on the right side, if I go here and tablet, so we can remove the left spacing. So for that, going to advanced and margin, I'm making it to 0. If I hide the panel, yeah, we can keep it like this. Now again going to tablet, and this text is okay. Yeah, we can keep it. And here for this text, we can decrease the size, going to style tab. If I go to typography, and here can decrease the font size. Yeah, keep it like this, and copy and paste style. Only for the right one, the entrance animation, going to motion effect and fade in right. Yeah, and here it should be on right, so going to this container, going to advanced and left, we can make it to 0 or -10. Yeah, we can keep it. And then for this title, going to style tab and typography, changing the font size to 40. And for phone, we can decrease it, making it to 35. Yeah, looks good. Then going to tablet again, and the title, going to copy and paste style. And then this text is okay. We can keep all this as it is. Services looks good. And the skills here, if I go here, going to style tab and going to content, yeah, all is good. And from advanced, the padding, we can change the padding, so making it to unlink, and for top we can make it to 40, and for bottom 40 or 30. We can increase the width to 160, and here we can remove some extra spacing between these, so going to outer container, and here the gap between items we can make it to 0. Also from advanced, making the padding to 0. It's now increasing. Also going to copy the style and paste the style. And doing same for others. Alright, I'm done. And finally going for the phone view. If I hide the panel, so it looks good on phone. We can decrease the width for phone, or we can keep same width for all boxes. Making width to 150 for all items. Alright, this is done. Project, this section looks good. We can keep it, and also this section. And finally the form, this looks good on tablet, and for phone we can make the form width to 100%. Going to advance and width, making it to 100%. It's not working, so if I check the style tab, the form max width, so we have to increase it from here also. Yeah, now it's 100% for phone. Or we can decrease it. We can make it to 90. Looks good. And for tablet we can make it to 80. Yeah, we can keep it. And for testimonial, if I check the desktop and then going to tablet, going to advance and adding 20, looks good. And also for phone, yeah, looks good. Now if I check again from top, this section is good, and here we need to fix this. For this inner container, making the width to 150, and for top inner container you can set the width to 0. Now if I hide the panel, so it will look like this. Or for the second one we can make it to 200. If I hide the panel, yeah, looks good. And here if I increase the screen size, we see it's moving to the left. So to make it more perfect, for the left container we can hide it for phone, responsive, and hide it for phone. And the outer container from layout, making the justify content to center and gap between elements to 0. Now if I check, yeah, so it's now fully perfect. And now if I check all others section, all is good. And finally, if I check the tablet view, this looks good. Now going back and saving our page. Now from here, finally I'm going to the view page. So we are done with our website, and here one more steps left. So if I look at our permalink, here is the domain name and /home. So this home page, we need to make the home page as default page. So this is our last step. And now for that, if I go to dashboard, from settings and reading, here is a static page, home page. I'm selecting the home, and finally save changes. Now if I go to from here visit site, so now you can see the website is loading to the root domain. So that's all for now, and we are done for today. So far you see, if you think this tutorial adds some value to you, please give this video a big thumbs up. Otherwise you may not find this kind of valuable tutorial next time. And if you are new here and like to see my more upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Also, if you have any comment or any questions about this tutorial, then comment below. Finally, if you like to work with me for any WordPress project, you can contact me through my website. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.